Imagine you're sailing across the Atlantic Ocean in 1872. The weather is calm. The sea is peaceful. Then, in the distance, you spot a ship. At first, nothing seems unusual, but as you get closer, you realize nobody is steering it. Nobody is on deck. Nobody answers your calls. The ship is moving completely on its own. When you finally board it, you discover something terrifying. The cargo is untouched. The crew's belongings are still there. Food is sitting in the galley. The captain's pipe is lying on a table. But every single person on board has vanished, without a trace. This is the true story of the Mary Celeste, one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in maritime history. And nearly 150 years later, nobody knows what really happened. On November 7th, 1872, the merchant ship Mary Celeste departed from New York Harbor. Its destination was Genoa, Italy. On board were Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 experienced crew members. By all accounts, everything was normal. Captain Briggs was respected. His crew was skilled. The ship was seaworthy. Nothing suggested disaster was coming. The vessel carried over 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, valuable cargo worth a fortune at the time. Just a few days after departure, the ship disappeared into the Atlantic. No distress signal, no reports of trouble, nothing. Then, a month later, another ship spotted something strange. On December 4th, 1872, the crew of the ship Dei Gratia noticed a vessel drifting strangely. The captain found its movement suspicious. As they approached, they read the name, Mary Celeste. Something felt wrong. The sails were damaged. The ship drifted aimlessly, yet it wasn't sinking. A boarding party climbed aboard. What they found would become legendary. The ship was completely empty. No captain, no crew, no passengers, no bodies, no signs of violence, no blood, no struggle, no pirate attack. It looked as though everyone had simply stood up and left. But why? And where did they go? Investigators searched every inch of the vessel. They found food supplies for months, fresh drinking water, crew possessions, money, jewelry, even valuable cargo remained untouched. If pirates had attacked, why leave everything behind? Even stranger, the ship's only lifeboat was missing. The captain's navigation instruments were gone too. The last entry in the ship's logbook was dated November 25th. The ship was discovered hundreds of miles away from the location recorded in that final log entry. Something had happened during those missing days. But what? That's where the mystery truly begins. The first theory was piracy, but investigators quickly dismissed it. Nothing valuable had been stolen. Then came the mutiny theory. Maybe the crew rebelled against the captain, but there was no evidence of conflict, no damage, no blood, no weapons missing. Others suggested a sea monster attack. It sounds ridiculous today. But in the late 1800s, many people genuinely believed something supernatural was responsible. Then there was a more realistic possibility. Remember those 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol? Some experts believe fumes may have leaked into the ship. The captain could have feared an explosion. Imagine hearing strange noises below deck, smelling alcohol vapors, believing your ship might explode at any second. In panic, the crew could have boarded the lifeboat temporarily. Perhaps they intended to stay close until the danger passed. But if a rope connecting them to the ship snapped, they would have been stranded in the open ocean, watching the Mary Celeste drift away forever. Yet even that theory doesn't explain everything. Why would an experienced captain abandon a perfectly functional ship Why were some sails still set? Why wasn't there more evidence of an emergency? And perhaps the most chilling question, why was there absolutely no trace of the crew ever found? No bodies washed ashore. No confirmed sightings. No lifeboat. Nothing. It's as if 9 people simply disappeared from existence. Years later, countless books, movies, and documentaries would revisit the mystery, each offering new explanations, each leaving new questions. Today, many historians believe some combination of alcohol fumes, rough weather, and human error likely caused the crew to abandon ship. But nobody can prove it. There is no final answer, no confession, no evidence that conclusively solves the case. The Atlantic Ocean kept its secret, and that's why the story of the Mary Celeste remains fascinating more than a century later. Because deep down, we all want answers. We want to know what happened on that ship, what Captain Briggs saw, what made 9 people leave safety behind, and what became of them afterward. But the ocean has never told us, and perhaps it never will.